And so, here I am, this guy that never thought that I would ever have my daughter go to a faith-based Lutheran school. And again, not that I'm not a man of faith. I mean, man, I am a man of God and a man of faith. And I talk about the Christ consciousness and walking the Christ path. And it's very much an important part of my life. And the thing is that I'm just not a part of, religion. I don't go to church. And I always felt that I'd be judged for that. And seeing how I'm not only not judged for it, but I'm welcome to this place of being an integral part of the community, my God, it changed everything about the way I thought about things. And it echoed through the work that I do. So now I'm the massage therapist. I'm a substitute teacher, but I'm also starting to work with mental health. I got certified in cognitive behavioral therapy way back in 2007, and I worked with things like anger and grief and addiction and pain, of course. And so I was helping people with, not only the issues and the tissues, but the pain and the brain and the hurt and the heart. And working with adults, I got to see a lot of conditioning and a lot of how people get stuck in a rut. And I also got to get connected to, some of the staff and the people and the families in a much more intimate way. And then, wow, the biggest and best part of my career so far is I'd started to work more and more and more with children. The kids that I work with have ranged in age from 8 all the way up to 25, and the effects that I've seen, the work that I'm doing, have been so profound that it has been not only a big shift in my life, but something that I pay in great gratitude to the experience that I've had working at this school. Because you got to understand, it's not just that I've been growing as an individual. I've been growing within a community that has allowed my growth to not only feel unrestricted, it's really felt like, where you go, it's been the best fertilizer that I could think of, not only for my soul, but for my career. I mean, here I went from being the best massage therapist here in Anchorage that took some adults that, would deal with grief and pain. Now I'm this part of this community, the central hub that everybody's talking to. And I become a steward to this knowledge. How everybody's there at this school for the same reason. And each group has their own angle and perspective. I'm working with the staff, the teachers, the children, the families, the parents of these kids. And they all want the same stuff, but they're all coming at it from different angles. And what's really cool about being in a community is that these angles are okay. One thing that's celebrated as difference at Anchor Lutheran. There's so much diversity in ideas and opinions. Something that I would have never expected from, a faith-based Christian school, to be honest. So if you are thinking about, sending your kid to a private school and being like, I don't want to deal with that, I got to tell you, please reconsider and rethink. I would never have thought about it, but the way that it's shifted me and my family, I mean, my God, when we got there, my ex-wife and I, again, I would call her my ex-wife and I, and listen to my language, how I'm shifting it. We were a part of split family, and now, and the school has been one of the biggest elements, no doubt. Now we are a shared family. This is now not my ex-wife. This is the mother of my daughter. The way that we feel about each other has changed. One of the best stories is that when I thought that we couldn't get better connected, we're at a rummage sale and everything's going great. And my daughter's mother and I, we're getting along fantastically. We're even hugging again. She has a new little daughter now, and her husband, who they've been together for a long time, an amazing guy. Well, now we're all one big family, and I think to myself, how can this get any better at all? Well, I'm running a rummage sale for the school. We raise $1,500 for the kids, by the way, which is great for their school trips. Which, by the way, let me do a little segue out here, a little asterisk here. The school puts the kids on three big trips a year. They call it Week Without Walls. I couldn't believe it. One of them's like to Washington, D.C. Another one's to like China. And it's just amazing all that these kids do and how interdisciplinary the program is. I got to really, jazz about one of my experiences as a substitute teacher, one of my first ones. It's design class, right? These sixth graders are working on their computers with this AutoCAD, Junior AutoCAD, and they're designing 3D pieces, playing pieces, for the game that they had to create for kids younger than them with the rules and the design and everything. And so not only is this school so incredibly community based, but I never, in my experience, seen a school that is more on the tip of the spear for these kids. Dr. Baxter and the entire staff worked tirelessly, not only to build this community, but to also make these kids get the most best possible future. I mean, if you want your kid to be like a college kid, if that's what the track is, now that's not for my kid. And that's not the kind of school that I want my kid to go to. I'm not really for university because I'm an entrepreneur. That's my family business. But this school has something called IB, the Intellectual Baccalaureate. I think I said that right. Man, once Dr. Baxter explained it to me, I was like, okay, what's so special about our school? I had no idea what's in store for our high school kids and how illustrious this organization is and how this is going to put your kids right where they need to be collegiately. And then for us other people who think that, university is not for them, those of us who want to get directly into the workforce, they have that other pathway recognized and ready for the students to be career driven. And, so I've been the substitute teacher there. I've seen what the kids go through. I've seen the harmony that the families bring. Did I mention I was I think I mentioned as the parent council chairman. We put on events every single month. And I just don't remember that from growing up in school. And it's that community that's been able to help people. It's like if they don't have a ride for their kid to go to school because they have to go to work early, or, if they need somebody to help pick them up afterwards. We've all worked together as one family, and these kids have grown up together. Part of my adverse childhood experience, which actually kind of worked out for me, is that I had to go to a different school every year of my life until 7th grade. And in some ways it sucked. And so I've gotten to see my kid grow and become a strong leader within the same school. And this is not something that, we typically see at a public school. And so, these kids are growing with the type of competence and the type of ability to communicate their needs and the type of compassion coming from a school that is based in faith and value and virtue, connection, communication, all of this is consistent. My daughter has been at this school, like I said, since kindergarten. She's in 5th grade now, the last grade of grade school. And I can't tell you how happy I am with the school. You really have to go and check it out. Go and get a nice tour of the school. If you'd like to, you can reach out directly to me. You can reach out directly to the school, Anchor Lutheran School. Tell them Mr. Shu sent you. That's SHU. Not the shoe, even though I got a lot of soul. And go check out the school. I tell you, even if you don't have kids, please make sure that everybody catches this video. There's a direct connection that we can see to poor education and homelessness. And there's a direct connection that we can see to how, even when kids have a tough upbringing and a tough childhood, you give them the right guidance and mentorship, and that kid is going to turn out to be a victor of any sort of victimization that they could have had. They're going to become triumphant during tragedy. And again, remember, I'm one of those guys. I've seen it in my own life. I had enough guidance and mentorship to be able to go through the types of abuse and things that I saw and process it and become stronger and resilient because of it. So, not only check out the school, but please make sure, here's a really important call to action. Come meet me. Come meet the people at the school. It is August the 27th. It's our next workshop for our roots-grounded parenting curriculum. It's called the Home Advantage, because where does school start? It doesn't start at school in the morning. School starts at home. And so I want to support you and your family and give you all of my life hacks that I've learned, experienced, and developed over the course of the past 10 years of my daughter's life. And they work. Most importantly, they are effective. And so you'll be able to come and see the school and get to find some ways to have a much more calmer and connected morning at home. So I look forward to meeting you. Please check us out at myzenremedy.com, or our phone number is 907-290-2207. Please register for the class so that way I know how many people are going to show up, and I will see you on August 27th, next Thursday at 6 p.m., Anchor Lutheran School, 8100 Arctic Boulevard, 99518. My name is Shu. I look forward to meeting you. Bye for now.